welcome back. It's been a while, but I'm back. Now, it's not ideal. As you can tell, my frame rate absolutely sucks out loud. It's terrible. I'm getting anywhere from 5 to 15 frames per second. But I am getting some frames. Basically, I spent most of a day trying to get this laptop able to run Minecraft again. It hadn't been able to for a long time. But I figured once I finally stopped trying to get the desktop to work, because it simply isn't going to, then I could focus on working on this. Because I did want to be able to continue recording Minecraft. And I'll grant you, this is not the best. Yes, my sound is better, but everything else is terrible. The video quality is really bad. I'm having to run with the default 848 by 480 Minecraft window. And I'm stretching that in video to 720, which is less than ideal, but it will have to do. Oh crap, I was supposed to bring that iron with me. Okay, I'm going to get the iron and take a minecart ride back to the main base, and we'll catch up with you. Alright, I'm back. And let's see, I need to head over to deliver this iron. I'm not going to be using it just yet because I think this particular project I'm going to be working on mostly off camera until it's finally finished. But I do need to drop this iron off here. Now, as you can tell by looking at the trees, I'm not using fancy render anymore. I'm back down to using the fast render mode, and I'm also running Optifine and using its ability to turn off a number of things, like for example the torch fire, the fire animation, the smoke particles off the torch, and I've got the clouds turned off, I've got the fog turned off, and a number of other things, all in an effort to increase the frame rate, or at least keep it from being too horrible. Which I can't do too much with. This is a laptop, and it's an older laptop. It's not really all that great for Minecraft, but it does work, and I'll take that for the time being. And as for this project over here, you might recognize it. It is the Hall of Honor that I started building some very long time ago as a way to recognize in the world those who have donated to me over the last 3 years. And I'm going to be getting that finished, hopefully sometime soonish. I've got a renewed vision for it, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time working on that off camera. And, you know, partly because a lot of what I'm going to have to do involves going into the nether to collect nether quartz and glowstone. I'm going to need a fair amount of that, and so on. Honestly, it's been long enough since I've done anything in this world that I thought perhaps that it might be an idea to do a kind of a world tour thing. Only this world tour isn't going to be just a walk around and show you what all I've done. Instead, I'm thinking of it as a working world tour, because I've got so many projects in various stages of not quite complete that it isn't really even funny. So I'm thinking a working world tour, wherein I tour every location in the Empire, and along the way try to work on a little bit of this and that. And we'll start the tour with the spawn place, the spawn location, which is right there on this block. When I first spawned in this world back in beta 1.3_01, this whole area was a beach, a lagoon. There was water, I think about here, that came in all the way. This was not an ice biome, or what is this? What is this now here? Okay, that's river, and this over here is taiga. No, it wasn't taiga back then. There was some changes in the biome code along the way, and I think it was about beta 1.8 where my nice beach area turned into taiga. I had a very nice taiga area over there where I was building something that I wanted to have in a winterish biome, and that turned into swamp. On the other hand, my swamp turned into ice plains. Yeah, beautiful, huh? Anyway, so this is the area where it started. And if I can find it, I'll even pop in a screenshot right here of what this place looked like back in episode 1. Yeah. Anyway, the tower here has had a lot of work since then. It's grown considerably. And, well, there's my dragon egg. I keep that on display out here in the lobby. The enchanting area, which actually took a rather long time for me to get around to building one out here, and it's still not really even finished. There's only 2 brewing stands here. Anyway, one of the first big things to happen up here was the construction of a minecart station. Now, this is a fairly big one. I like to build things fairly big. This one has track switching all along there. And along here is the outgoing tracks. There are currently 8 of them going to various destinations around the world. And there's room for up to 4 more. This is a 12-track station once it is finally fully populated. The last one heading out to Stronghold Station. And that's why I used endstone for the track bed. Anyway, that's the station. It actually looks a lot better than it originally did. It takes a little time, and took a lot of time for me to come up with the necessary inspiration to do various parts of it, but it's there. One of the things that I want to do some changes on is up here in the warehouse section. Now, I had started to do some changes. I organized chests like this, and stacks, and using the item frames and all that. And it went a long way to making this place more organized. But I'm thinking now that I may want to tear a bunch of this out. Maybe I'll tear all of it out in favor of a newer, more modern automated inventory system, taking advantage of hopper technology and so on, if you might call it that, to automate the inventory, automate sorting, and have a setup where I can come in here and just drop everything into an input chest and then have it automatically sorted to where it belongs. And I'm thinking perhaps that the works for that go up here on this floor. This originally started out as an expansion to the inventory area down below, but I'm thinking if I can get what I'm wanting to do done, that this floor here would make a good place to expand and put the main heart of the storage system. Of course, I could also put it up here on the roof, make this into another floor, and then have 2 floors for inventory storage down below. That might be the way to go. Let's see. I haven't quite decided the exact layout of the storage system just yet, and so on. I have to try a few things out and see how they're going to work. So I think from here, head over to the mining base and check out the mob tower. Oh, right, here we are in the new to me anyway, minecart station over here at the mining base. Now, this started out as a about a 5x4 wooden, or no, not even wooden, dirt hut, and it was where I was working from to cut down the mountain over there. And this is also where I stored all the stuff. There's little things here along the way, like it used to be possible to take and right-click a torch on glass, and it would bounce from that and then position on a chest like these. And I still have a few chests like that, although if I open them, the torches will pop off. They made a change somewhere in the release 1.7s that made that not happen anymore, and so on. Now you can tell how old this place is. When I put this stuff there, food didn't stack. That takes it back a ways. And like all the terrain around here for probably 300 or 400 blocks in all directions is beta terrain. Actually, it probably goes out farther than that. And at the time, the spruce trees and the birch trees did not spawn in this particular area, which was, I believe, hills, or maybe the edge of extreme hills or something like that. And at those days, birch trees and the spruce trees didn't drop birch and spruce saplings. All trees dropped oak saplings. And when the saplings were introduced for these guys, I went out and got some of those trees and planted them along in here just so that I could have them here, because there aren't any in quite a ways from here. Finally got this place built up into something that looks better than just dirt, although it took me a long time to get around to doing it, and even longer to get around to building that minecart station, which I really needed to have here. And then along here, I got some of my very first caving done down here in the mountain that used to be here, and caves that used to be in this area. And I got my butt handed to me many times. And so I decided to come down in here and I dig a 40x40 pit. And originally I was going to dig the thing all the way to bedrock. You can see how far down I got. I was doing it all myself using mostly stone picks. And I was just getting down to where I was starting to find iron occasionally and use iron picks once in a while. But it was a bear of a job. And I eventually got distracted from it onto something else. I believe it was something to do with some update or another that happened, and some new thing was introduced. And when I came back to this in beta 1.5, I decided, no, it was beta 1.6. I decided to build the mob tower. And let's see, let's get up here where the mob drop area is. See, they fall down the corners. They end up going into the lava blade, and their drops are all piped by water streams right here. Now, I'm thinking that it would be a good idea to do some changes with this. Instead of having water streams deliver them all way the heck off that way someplace, to have a hopper right down there, dead center where all the water streams come together. And then I could come down here. Most of this monstrosity could be torn out and put in an item sorting system, kind of like I'm wanting to put in at the warehouse, although this one wouldn't be nearly as extensive because it would be exclusively for mob drops out of the tower. And arrange storage for all the gunpowder, arrows, bows, string and bones, and everything else that you get out of a mob tower. And then the stuff that I had previously accumulated could be moved over there. In fact, some of this should be moved over to the warehouse. Like, for example, let's see. Yeah, I could probably move 4 double chests of gunpowder, arrows, feathers, back from the days when zombies used to drop feathers, and bones and string and so on. And after the zombies stopped dropping feathers, right after this, they started dropping rotten flesh, which may be more appropriate, but it is certainly less useful. And somewhere beta 1.9, I think it was, or maybe beta, just maybe around release 1, is when squid started spawning in the water system in this thing. And so now I've got royal mess of ink sacs as well. And so I want to do something with that, get all this stuff moved over here into the future storage area. And I still have fun trying to get through doors some of these days. And just right along in here somewhere, get this torn out and converted to the beginning of an item sorting system, and then have it deliver stuff around here to chests that would line the walls, and perhaps in from the walls a ways, and have probably 4 or 5 rows of chests filling this room full of drops out of the mob tower. And I could also include the drops from the gold farm up topside here, and have them routed down here. Either that, or I'm also thinking of running a hopper pipe arrangement underground to take the take the gold from the gold farm up here and drop that into the warehouse over across the way. I think that would probably be a better idea. It's just a shame that there is no automatic crafting of any form in vanilla Minecraft, because I would really like to automatically craft the gold nuggets into gold ingots and then ingots into blocks. But on the other hand, it doesn't really take that long to do it manually, so what the heck, I'll do it manually. That's fine. Now up here at the gold farm, I really need to do a little bit of refining here. This filter system does not need to have a 1-block space in it the way I've got it built here. And so I could put a secondary set of filters, like for example this one here is filtering gold nuggets. I could put a second one here to filter gold nuggets should this chest ever become full. Although, let's see. Okay, I know I've done something. Yeah, I guess it's over here. You know, I must have taken that gold out of here at some point and used it. Otherwise, it would be quite a bit of it here. Oh, that's right. I did have a project where I needed some gold a while back, and I used it. Okay. And here's where our zombie pigmen guests arrive, and they head down that way to get caught in a squasher trap. So that works. And maybe some cosmetic work up here. Take some of this netherrack and replace it with something else. Maybe perhaps put some kind of a structure, at least around the base of the portals, so that I can come up here and observe and look around and see stuff, and perhaps build additional farms and systems up here as well. Alright, another thing here, and this is a fairly recent build, is this rather large cactus farm. And I have modified it a little bit, at least in terms of, let's get a little bit of automation going, but it's still not complete. It still needs a little bit of manual intervention here and there. And apparently it's not pulling stuff automatically out of the furnace, because I managed to mess that up, probably by putting that chest right there. So I need to work on that. So there's some work needs to be done to fix this up. But I think probably one of the biggest projects that I've got in terms of the potential for getting confused and complex and whatnot has to do with this here track. Oh, I hate being so sluggish like this, but nothing's going to happen until I raise the cash to build a new desktop. I'm working on it and contributing to that raising myself, but it takes time. But the main thing I want to, probably the biggest project I want to do, is I want to clean up the redstone that operates this minecart station. At the time when I built this thing, this was pretty much the best I could do, and the stuff that needs to be cleaned up is back here. Specifically, the redstone here that takes the signal from each switch and routes it out that way to the track that needs to be changed. This stuff is horrendously, amazingly complicated, because no two of these are the same. I had to do all kinds of dancing around with the redstone to keep it from conflicting with the one that was just a block over. And I think with the advent of some of the elements of redstone that have been added since this was built, like repeaters and such like, could improve the quality of this redstone, make it a lot neater, and make this area look a lot more uniform the way it should, as opposed to this mess where no two pieces of it look quite the same. So I really want to get working on that. So all of these things that I've talked about, they're going on my big master to-do list. And that's pretty much, I think, most of the stuff that needs to be looked at in this vicinity. And next time, we'll travel to another location and look at what all is going to need to be modified, changed, rebuilt, or torn down and something else built and whatnot in that. And this working world tour, as it might be called, will continue. And I'm quite sure that I will get to do a lot more than just walk around, look at things, and yak, but I'll get there. No worries about that. In the meantime, my time is running short on me because of some real-world things that are interrupting with my Minecraft, and so I must take this opportunity to say, thanks for watching, take it easy, I'm out of here.